Close to Lesueur National Park, we've found a stand of Wandoo eucalypt. I understand, Jason, it's quite rare. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. It's getting rarer because of the land clearing. You know, it's a wheat belt tree mainly. Yeah, it's terrible. It's a beautiful tree. It's one of the, well, it is the hardest commercial hardwood known to man. It sinks. If you put it in the water, it'll sink. Yeah, we're at its northern limit here, I'd say, at Mount Lesueur. You wouldn't get too many stands of it much further north than this. It's the only eucalypt whose botanical name is the actual Aboriginal name, Eucalyptus wandoo.
Let's have a walk down into it.
Yeah. That way, I reckon. Follow this kangaroo track. Big one. I think the good thing about this stand is you've got a mix of really young trees growing amongst the older mature trees. You've got older mature trees that are dying, so it's a healthy population. It's not senescent, you know, it's continuing.
What does senescent mean?
Well, it's senescence when you have a stand of trees and they're all old, and you have none of the young ones coming through. And that might be for various reasons. You might have stock grazing in here, trampling the saplings, or diseases, you know, like dieback or something like that. Wandoo.
So we're going to find a...
There's a crow's nest up there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it'd be conducive to making any nesting sites for our endangered black cockatoos. It's such a hard timber.
That's the white-tailed black cockatoo.
Whites and the reds, yeah.
Right.
Two kinds of red. Forest red tail. And the Borden's red tail, I think it is.
I'm looking for a particular tree to draw. I gotta find one to draw. I'm looking for a really gnarly one. That's it.
Hard. Here they've got scribbles on them.
What form's this?
Maybe some sort of grub.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is quite a young stand. How old do you think something like this is? How?
Well, I'm not too familiar with wandoos, but I'd say this one would probably be good 20 years old.
Right.
If not twice that.
So a special one, do. This one's a nice one, maybe. Oh, but look at this, yeah.
That's the queen of the queen of the bunch. That's the queen of the bunch.
This is a contender. This old dead one, the shape of it, although it'd be living if I drew it, but I might draw that when it was alive or something. That's a great one there. It's a great shape.
Had this broken off. Probably some sort of. It must be a really
Whoa.
hard tooth.
I reckon this is the one. I think this is the one. I might draw this when it was alive. This is what I think I'm going to do.
Past this one. Must be a reason why this died. Maybe that's just their time. There probably is a termite that does predate wandoo. There's also a chance that this is dieback.
Oh, really? What is dieback?
So you've got fence posts there and old tracks and
Yeah.
signs of human interference. So
What is dieback?
diebacks. Phytophthora cinnamomi.
Right.
It's a pathogen. And a lot of the myrtaceous species and a lot of proteaceous species, which are the dominant plants in Australia, they suffer from it greatly. Like the jarrah dieback's a terrible blight. All your Banksia woodlands, they threaten ecological communities just from human interaction. But you add the dieback into it, and you got the poor plants getting attacked from two sides: human interaction and.
What I might do is might not draw the trunk. I might come at it from about here, so I get more of the leaves and things. I might like where I'm filming right now. It almost might just be that. First time I found a dead tree, and I'm going to draw it when it was alive. That's cool. That's a cool idea.
That, if we stood here for long enough, I'd say that'd fall on us.
Yeah.
You see all these boring holes. So it's probably just something that doesn't attack the tree until it's a very mature old tree, See all these, you'd probably call them bardy grubs or witchetty grubs over east.
Oh yeah. Right.
It's all through it.
Wow, look at that curve. That's a great angle.
I like the way the shadows are throwing onto the...
Yeah. Oh, that's a sensational angle, that is. Oh! I missed that.
Look at this, you got a baby macrozamia growing in here.
What's a macrozamia?
Macrozamia is a very ancient form of plant. Probably getting the tips chewed off them by dinosaurs.
Cycad.
Yeah, cycad.
What's next to it? This is an orchid of some sort.
No, I think that could be a kangaroo paw of sorts.
Ah.
But I'm not sure. It could also be an arthria. Yeah, I'd be tending more towards thinking that might be an Anathria of sorts, or one of its allies. Powdery might go on it. That's a good sign. That means that there's the animals around here taking these nuts and eating the flesh off the fruit, and then dropping the fruit when they finish with it, and up comes a cycad in the right conditions.
You've got a parasite growing on this one over here.
Yep.
Can you tell us about this?
Mistletoe. Quite a healthy one. These mistletoes. Very healthy. Look at that.
What's the life cycle of a mistletoe?
Look at that. You'll see it. If you look in there,
Yeah.
you'll see the trees. For some reason, the tree has dropped that branch, and you see this mistletoe is growing out of it.
Yep.
As if, you know, just like it's another part of that tree.
It really does look like
it. Doesn't it?
It really does look like it, yeah. Wow, sensational flowers.
They're fantastic. I think,
Honey possum feed on these?
I would probably say so. That's flowering now. It's got all its reproductive parts exposed. I'll probably rip that off. These are a bit different to the ones we saw the other day. It's a bit astringent, but there's a little bit of nectar in there. But yeah, as Mike said, you know, the bird comes along and takes the fruit, which is quite gelatinous, and sticky. Also very striking. They usually have nice patterns on them. Takes the fruit. I think it might be a specific bird too, or a set of birds. And they digest it, and they sit in the tree, and they'll either perch in a tree or find the sticky seed when they finish the fruit and it's digested through them. Sticking to their anus, and they'll rub it off onto a tree, and that'll stick to it, and off it goes. The thing is, most of these mistletoes, each species is specific to another species of host.
Yeah.
So this one probably only grows on eucalypts, or it might only grow on wandoos.
That would make it very vulnerable, I don't.
Yeah, it's a very high risk way of living.
Those wandoos are spectacular.
They are. Yeah, that was the one we saw the other day. That was a wattle specific one.
Right.
This is a eucalypt.
Right.
Specific.
If it is specific, don't know.
And funnily enough, the leaves are a lot broader on this. I think you'd find they lightly resemble their host. So there's two growing on there. 3. They're all at the base of broken branches. 4, 5. See, there's probably 10 or 15 on that tree. Let's have a bit of a look around there. They all seem to be concentrated here. Can't see them anywhere else off the tree.
No.
This is probably a favourite spot of the bird.